Good morning, Virginia. Good morning, House District 40. That means if you're living in Salem, Roanoke County, or Dyerly Community, or Lehigh, or Brandon Court. Today, go ahead and start early voting. Let's get a jump on this. I'm not running a crazy campaign. I know people hear that come out of my mouth a lot. I'm just a single mom trying to keep a roof over me and my kid's head. But I'm also standing in the gap for democracy and for women's rights. And so while some of my colleagues and opponents don't feel that I am invested in this, they're definitely wrong. You see, I've been at the social work field and helping improve people's lives my whole entire life. Um, from high school and volunteering with the special needs community to my first jobs in Radford when in my social work program to where I am now, running for office because we need to bring change through legislation, and our government needs to be held accountable for the lack of progress and growth to match the American people. Here in Virginia, we have laws that are severely outdated on the books. We have so much on the line that we're voting for this fall that I need you to talk to your neighbor about voting. I don't care if they're Republican. I don't care if they're Democrat. I don't care what they voted. If they voted for, Pedro, hell. But what I do care about is that you're registered to vote. You see, democracy falls when we are no longer invested as a people. And as much as we all know that it's all about money and who has what money in the political system, I am here to be an example of this is not a time to play with people about money. People are struggling. Other people like me are barely making the rent or holding their breath so that nothing bad happens in their life. We don't all have safety nets of, family money or connections. It's a hard thing coming up from poverty. And I think that political system is definitely against people who are born in poverty or people who are neurodivergent or different. It's very, very hard for me to stand up every single day and look at these people that don't respect me, that don't see me as an ally or an equal. And the reality of it is that I've spent every single day of my life in the trenches of overcoming inequality and abuse. And at the end of the day, I'm here because we women, we people who have different abilities, we people who grew up and born into poverty, um, we all need a voice and we need to be seen and heard. And I am here to see and hear you, my constituents. Even if you're not a constituent and you live in the state, I want to hear what's important for you because at the end of the day, we need to feel heard. And if you're not being heard or felt like you're being seen or heard by your representatives, this is something that needs to be held accountable for. Our politicians need to be less about the money and be more about the people. Right now, canvassing is only one part of running a campaign. And I feel like it is important that people lead their lives in such a way that, um, I don't know, it's not about the money. And I don't like playing the games politically to say that we have to play the game so we can make change. I don't think we need to play a game to make change. No, I just think that we need to be change makers and be willing to stand on the principles we say that we have. It concerns me that Democrats and Republicans on both sides that say that they either care about or don't care about the environment, but especially those people who say that they care about the environment, spend millions of dollars in paper regalia and postcards and flyers and advertisements left and right to run their campaigns. How much of that shit goes back in the landfill? How much of it is actually going to be going and serving a good purpose? I'm concerned, America. Our voter turnout versus how much money we put in papers and mailers is a whole concern to me. We have so many activist groups that support people and that support different campaigns and support early voting and so many nonprofits. Like, we don't need so much paper being mailed out every single election. Doesn't need to. No, we have social media, which is very eco-friendly. So you might not get a mailer from me. You might not get a big fancy yard sign. I have a few I'll be willing to I'm getting in the process of getting made now. So for people who do want a yard sign, but at the end of it, I don't want you to throw it away. I want you to make it into art and I want you to reuse it, reduce, and recycle. So if you can use it for another reason, I'm asking that you use it afterwards to either give back to the community through art representation or use it in your garden to block out some weeds from growing, something, anything. But I just ask that you use the materials that, when you get a yard sign to better the environment and not to contribute to the mass waste of paper and products that politicians use. Yeah, sorry, that was my soapbox this morning, y'all. I've been thinking about this for a while, and it just breaks my heart. That's all. The whole situation, the whole system. I'm just asking that you please check with your neighbors, check with the people at Kroger, like go through the checkout lines, ask the people who are behind you, hey, are you registered to vote? Do you know it's early voting right now? And if you can, put my name in your mouth too. Hell, it's free. I'd rather have you put my name in your mouth than you give me $20 to my campaign. I have not touched a dime of that campaign money. I have about $2,000 raised, and I'm not trying to raise a whole lot of money. I'll probably, like I said, get a few yard signs ordered. However, this is not a time that I wish to full-fledged warfare. I have to pay rent, and right now, um, I don't believe in taking money from my campaign to pay my rent. Now, if you look at Virginia's laws, they have the most, first, they have the hardest bar in the states. That means across the United States, we have the hardest bar to pass, supposedly. However, we have the loosest campaign finance laws in the nation, too. Let's have conversations, people, about why we need to have some reformatting done in Richmond and in DC. I can think of a few. We, the people, need to stand up and take a stand for the people that we have in office. We, the people, need to stand up and run for office. If you live in a locality where there's only one person on the ballot, you should be on the ballot too. Run as an independent, run as the opposition. We need choices because we need to stop running off of a dual party system because people don't want that anymore. No, instead, we need to be running off of who we are as a person, my integrity, my consistency, my volunteerism, what I've done in the community for the last 20 some years since I was voting age. You see, I participate in voting as often and as much as I can. My daughter goes with me voting. It is my civic responsibilities, just like it's yours. If you live, eat, and breathe and pay taxes, then I want to see you at the polls. And if you know what, if you need help getting there, reach out to me. We'll find a way. We'll find a solution. We'll find friends. We'll carpool. We'll figure it out. Just remember, it's early voting now. So if you already know who you want to vote, get a call, call somebody, get a car ride over. Let's get you voting now. I wish you all the best. I appreciate your time and energy, and thank you for standing up for democracy by exercising your responsibility to vote. And I hope to see you at the polls. And thank you so much. Again, this is my first time running, and um, I'm learning a lot. And these are lessons that I'll be taking for the rest of my life. So appreciate you. Thank you so much, and have a marvelous Monday.